GOAT, greatest of all time. Is that Darth Vader? I think so. What about you? Darth Vader, to me, is something that goes beyond Star Wars. He goes as a character, as a look, his costume, the cape, the helmet, everything. It speaks more of almost, could I say, supernatural or cosmic, something beyond Star Wars. Now, of course, we know, coming from Anakin Skywalker, little Annie, becoming a Jedi Knight under Obi-Wan, and then becoming Emperor Palpatine's Jedi, Dark Jedi, Dark Lord. Rise, Vader, rise, right? Okay, we know the journey, but I think when you don't know Star Wars, meaning if you are not a fan or, you just, everyone knows of it, of course, in some way, even if you're not a fan. But if you just see Darth Vader with the helmet, the cape, the costume, there's just something that transcends. He almost reminds me of Dracula. And I wrote a couple articles and I did a video too. The idea of this imposing, say, evil or even supernatural, because he might not be truly supernatural, but the Force, he's a mystical sort of wizard, dark wizard. So maybe even Lord of the Rings, maybe like a dark Saruman, dark Gandalf the white, the gray, and the black maybe. But the bottom line is that you see this figure. If you're not a fan, you don't really know, who is that? What is that? Like every time I go into any store, pretty much, not just the toy stores, any store, you see either a Darth Vader doll, a plush toy, you see some figure of Darth Vader. I never see that of a lot of the other villains, sci-fi villains. Like I was thinking of Khan. I love, Khan from Star Trek. I love him. But you don't see that Agent Smith from The Matrix. Now I guess it would be Thanos. Thanos, of course, Marvel, he's one of the biggest bads, right? The big bad. Maybe now Galactus, Fantastic Four First Steps, we'll see, the Dr. Doom coming. Dr. Doom, as I pointed out in one video too, is similar. Dracula, Darth Vader, Dr. Doom, the cape, the imposing nature. And with Darth Vader and Dr. Doom, there's that shared look, the cape, the helmet, that look, which makes it just, again, apart from the franchise. It goes beyond what they came from. If you look up Darth Vader, on the Google, Darth Vader is considered one of cinema's greatest and most iconic villains, though calling him the greatest of all time could be subjective. He's incredibly popular and dominates merchandise, comics, and theme park attractions. His compelling backstory as a fallen hero, combined with his strength, brutality, and moments of relatable complexity, makes him a definitive and unforgettable character in cinematic history. There you go. So no matter if you love Star Wars or not, if you know it or not, you see this figure. And of course, then the lightsaber. He ignites that lightsaber, his blood red, crimson lightsaber of death. And it's like, wow. What is that? Who is that? Again, if you're not well versed in Star Wars, if you just know it in a casual way. So Darth Vader, what do you think? Is he the GOAT? Is he the greatest of all time? I'd make a case for it. I think he stands alone. He stands apart from all these other characters in Star Wars and almost in cinematic history. Dr. Doom, maybe anyone? Dracula? Something about that. I think those capes and that look and that imposition, there you go. But GOAT, for me, it's the GOAT is Darth Vader. Tell us what you think. Give us your thoughts. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.